When I think of suffrage, especially women's suffrage, several people come to mind. First are three women, and I'm going to name them: Mary Young, Allie Meyer, and Bertha Powers. Mary Young was my great-grandmother, and thanks to the work of thousands of suffragettes, she gained the right to vote in 1920 at the age of 70. At the same time, Allie Meyer and Bertha Powers, my grandmothers, also received their voting rights at the ages of 38 and 36, respectively. This centennial year of women's suffrage, we celebrate and remember the courageous women and some men who fought for the right to vote for more than half of our citizens. The history of our nation is the story of freedom. It's the story of the ever-widening circle of freedom. And the right to vote is one of our most fundamental elements of freedom. But this is not a Pollyannish or fairy tale story. Each step on the march to freedom, expanding the right to choose our own leaders, has required bravery and suffering in the face of ignorance and bigotry, exploitation and violence. Sacrifices and courage were made by women and men at Valley Forge, Gettysburg, the Occoquan Workhouse, the beaches of Normandy, and Pettus Bridge. When I think of suffrage, I'm humbled by the privilege, by the responsibility, and by the gift of voting. In response to this legacy of voting, we need to keep up the fight. We need to advocate for the right to vote for all citizens, for felons who have paid their debt to society, for the poor, for persons of color, for those in rural areas far from the centers of power, for those who are physically disabled, for those experiencing homelessness, for those who speak other languages other than English, or for citizens who are discriminated against because they weren't born in the United States. Our nation is stronger when more and more of us are part of this democratic experience and self-governance. So, as we remember the brave women of 100 years ago, let's keep expanding this circle of freedom and keep extending the invitation to be part of this incredible country.